Good day, it is June the 29th, and today we continue in Judges 11, doing verses 7 through 10, and Proverbs 29. Remember, if you'd like to be tagged when I post these videos, or if you have any questions, comments, concerns, suggestions, complaints, or anything else, you may reach me through 810-242-2997. That's 810-242-2997. You can call, text, leave a message, whichever you like. Begin, Judges 11, start at verse 7. But Jephthah said to them, "Aren't you the ones who hated me and drove me from my father's house? Why do you come to me now when you're in trouble?" 08 of verse 8. "Because we need you," the elders replied. "If you lead us in battle against the Ammonites, we will make you ruler over all the people of Gilead." Verse 9. Jephthah said to the elders, "Let me get this straight. If I come with you, and if Yahweh gives me the victory over Ammonites, you're going to make me ruler over all the people?" Verse 10. "Yahweh is our witness," the elders replied. "We promise to do whatever you say." Okay, so some of the people that had kicked him out and more of his house are now in trouble, and they're coming to him for help. But Jephthah said to them, "Aren't you the ones who hated me and drove me from my father's house? Why do you come to me now when you're in trouble?" Even though he was a son of a concubine, he still had rights, though. Maybe not as many as a son from a wife, but he still had rights. Verse 8. "Because we need you," the elder replied. "If you lead us in battle against the Ammonites, we will make you ruler over all the people of Gilead." They don't answer his objection. They said, "Okay, we need you. That's what we're coming here for." Jephthah said to the elders, "Let me get this straight. Let me clear this up. If I come with you, and Yahweh gives me victory over the Ammonites, you will really make me ruler over all the people?" He's going, "Okay, let me make sure I hear this correctly. I will be your head. I will be your ruler. Is that what you're saying? After you kicked me out?" Verse 10. "Yahweh is our witness," the elders replied. "We promise to do whatever you say." Yahweh's presence is needed to complete the solemn agreement, and that's what happens. These people had kicked him out, and then they said, "We need help. You can rule us. Please, please, please help us." Proverbs 29. "He being often reproved hardeneth his neck, shall suddenly be broken, and that without remedy." In other words, if you keep telling God, "No, I ain't going to do that," eventually you're going to be broken, and that's that. 2. When righteousness are increased, the people rejoice. When the wicked beareth rule, the people sigh. 3. Whoso loveth wisdom rejoices his father, but he that keepeth company with harlots wasteth his substance. 4. The king by justice established the land, but he that exact gifts overthroweth. These are bribes. Yeah, if the leaders and judges exact gifts, then then the land is in trouble. 5. A man that flattereth his neighbor spreadeth a net for his steps, because he gets him overconfident, maybe thinking he can do things he can't, and then right into a wall. 6. In the transgression of evil men there is a snare, but the righteous do sing and rejoice. Whenever evil happens, it will rebound. 7. The righteous take knowledge of the cause of the poor. The wicked understandeth not knowledge. The righteous or the wicked go, "Why should we bother?" The righteous goes, "We care." 8. Scornful men set a city ablaze, but wise men turn away wrath. 9. If a wise man contendeth with a foolish man, whether he be angry or laugh, there will be no accident. In other words, there's no dealing with him. No coming to terms. 10. The men of blood hate him that is sincere, and as for the upright, they seek his life. 11. A fool spendeth all his spirit, but a wise man stilleth it within him. In other words, he spends it where it is needed. he doesn't waste it. 12. If a ruler hearkeneth to falsehood, all his servants are wicked. 13. The poor man and the oppressor meet together. Yahweh gives light to the eyes of them both. 14. The king that faithfully judges the poor, his throne shall be established forever. 15. The rod and reproof give wisdom, but a child left to himself causes shame to his mother. You need to instruct your children about good and evil, between right and wrong. 16. Where the wicked are increased, transgression increases, but the righteous shall gaze upon the fall. As wickedness increases, and eventually it will fall, and the righteous will look upon it. 17. Correcteth thy son, and he will give thee rest. Yea, he will give delight unto thy soul. 18. Where there is no vision, the people cast off all restraint. But he that keepeth the Torah, happy is he. Where there is no vision, where there is no law, they just do whatever they want. 19. A servant will not be corrected by words, for though he understand, there will be no response. 20. See thou'st a man that is hasting his words? There is more hope for a fool than for him. 21. He that delicately brings up a servant from a child shall have him become master at the last. 22. An angry man stirreth up strife, and a wrathful man aboundeth in transgression. 23. A man's pride shall bring him low, but he that is of lowly spirit shall obtain honor. 24. Whoso is partner with a thief hateth his own soul. He heareth adjuration, and uttereth nothing. 25. The fear of man bringeth a snare, but whoso putteth his trust in Yahweh shall be set on high. Trust God, he will raise you up. 26. Many seek the ruler's favor. A man's judgment cometh from Yahweh. Don't try and please man, even if he's a ruler. Please God. And 27. An unjust man is an abomination to the righteous, and he that is upright in the way is an abomination for the wicked. Godly and wickedness cannot coexist. I hope you've been blessed by this reading. May the Lord richly bless you. Remember, if you'd like to be tagged when I post these videos, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, suggestions, complaints, or anything else, you may reach me through 810-242-2997. That's 810-242-2997. You can call, text, leave a message, whichever you like. Remember, Jesus loves you, and so do I.